The Volley is back. We are live here on X, on Facebook, and on YouTube. Let's get into it, boys.
The following is a Matt Attack production for SJP World Media.
Absolutely, we are now live. This is Matt, and of course, I've got joined by one of my amazing co-hosts today. I'm joined by the amazing man with the amazing beard, and a man who has his halftime refreshment ready to rock and roll as well, Mr. Dan Griffin. How are you, sir?
I'm very well, mate. It doesn't feel like 2 days since I last spoke to you. It's a joy, and you're right. I've got my half-time pie.
Technically, it's not 2 days, of course, is it? Because, of course, it's literally been, it's maybe been...
Technically, well, actually, Matt Lewis,
Well, actually, yeah. Where is it? Here, the pipe is here.
And the pie is here.
Pie, excellent. The other companies are available, of course.
Yeah, well, I intended to go to my local butcher, but I forgot it was closed on Sundays.
Well, it's okay. We'll be well prepared for next week, of course. If you're just joining us, welcome to the Volley, which is a Matt Attack production in association with SJP World Media. We are bringing you live alternative commentary to Chelsea versus Liverpool. Well, where do we start with this weekend's football? Well, we started it, of course, a couple of days ago down at this point. But the last 24 hours have been... The league has all shook up already.
Yeah, very much so. I don't think anybody expected Newcastle versus Villa to be such a one-sided affair, just to get that out of the way early. A day of debut goals in the league as well, with 3 for Newcastle, 1 for Villa and 2 for Brighton, with Tonali and Barnes, Pedro and Adringa and Diaby. So it's all been a bit crazy, hasn't it?
I've just had Graham in the chat to tell me that my mic levels are low again. So I think I've just adjusted that, so hopefully I sound a little bit better. I apologise about that, Graham. So hopefully that's better. There we go. Right. We are looking forward to a lot of good football today, hopefully. A lot of money has been spent on players in both these teams over the years. So before we get to the rest of the comments, we will do that momentarily. I'm just going to bring the team sheet up at the bottom of the screen here. We've got obviously new goalkeeper in goal for Chelsea today, Sanchez, of course. Disasi, Thiago Silva, and Cole at the back. New captain for Chelsea, Reece James. Some people think it's a bold call. I think it's a good call to have an English right back as your captain. I'm saying that as someone who was going captain Trent Alexander-Arnold, but didn't quite happen. We've got Conor Gallagher, Enzo Fernandez, Chukwuemeka in the middle, and Chilwell off to the left. Glad to see him back from injury, of course. And Sterling alongside the debuting Jackson, of course. No, not relation to, of course, Jackson from JGB. Liverpool.
Graham's cousin.
Back in the in Liverpool, of course, it's the back four speaks for itself. It's pretty much the first choice back four nowadays, which is Alisson, Alexander-Arnold, Konate, Van Dijk, and Robertson. Midfield, Szoboszlai, McAllister, and Gakpo, allegedly, and Salah, Jota, Diaz up top. 6 attacking players there, and 4 defensive. Well, actually, maybe if you throw Trent and Robbo into the mix, that's 8 attacking players.
It very much feels like going back to the early days of Klopp's heavy metal football, but I think what we'll see is pre-season McAllister adopted more of a deep lying sort of quarterback role, sitting in front of the back four, spraying passes around, not necessarily there to help out defensively, but doing bits and pieces and disrupting the play a little bit. So I think that's what we'll see there. But yeah, it's definitely interesting. I think it's probably the strongest that Liverpool could go. I don't think there's anything that they could do to change that. Maybe bring in Curtis Jones for Gakpo, just as somebody who's a bit more defensive minded. But yeah, there's two Liverpool fans were obviously starting there. So definitely interesting. I'm going to sit on the fence until we actually get underway and see how it pans out. But
absolutely, we both seen. I mean, Liverpool have not been a problem scoring goals in pre-season, letting a lot in as well. Unfortunately, in pre-season as well, which is a little concerning. But the teams haven't exactly been a stable. The amount of times players were changing in and out, it wasn't at any point a steady team.
no.
In the chat, we have. I just want to quickly highlight our normal co-host Connor. Hello, Matt and Dan. Got some much needed rest today. Some really watching a 0-0 draw between two mid clubs, and you're going to be going on the bench for that one, Connor. Thank you, buddy. For that.
Yeah, it was nice to have Connor with us for one episode, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's funny you mentions 0-0 draws though, because I'm just going to get into this right now. The last 4 games between Chelsea and Liverpool in all comps have been 0-0s, and I've got a bit of a deep dive. But if you want to get into the chat, we'll do that first. Because this is bizarre.
We will quickly go through the chat, but just to address that, in the last 6 games in all competitions, they've all been draws in general. But there's been 2 of them between scoring. Graham got in the chat nice and early today and said, "Good morning, afternoon, gentlemen. Which match from yesterday had you most concerned for your end of season prediction made in episode 1 of the Volley?" Connor, by all means, answer this one yourself in the chat, mate. I'll let Dan have first go at this one.
Probably Arsenal Forest. I expected a much cleaner, greater winning margin for Arsenal, really, and they were particularly shaky in the second half. But other than that, it went pretty much exactly as expected, I think. Apart from the Newcastle versus Villa.
I got me at Newcastle once and concerned me slightly because we all said Newcastle weren't going to be breaking new ground this season, as it were. We thought they might struggle a bit because they haven't done a massive amount of recruitment, but players they've got and the players they brought in looked amazing. Tonali looks absolute mustard. We'll get into that later.
He looks a baller.
For sure. So it concerns me slightly, but I guess we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see on that side of things. But in terms of most concerned, I'm concerned for Villa. After they keep playing like that, because they can't afford to have too many thrashings like that, especially seeing how they finish the season. And Dan and Connor want the thoughts on my fantasy league captain not even starting.
If I may interject, that's my thought. That's it. It's funny.
Yeah, well, Big Baz, who provides an amazing backdrop for us, of course, and of course for Chain Wrestling, who will be following us at 7 p.m. UK time and 2 o'clock Eastern time with episode 100, the 100th live episode, following us right here on SJP World Media. And obviously Big Baz also says, "Hey guys, keep KPB. You are always welcome, sir." The boss is in the chat. He is keeping an eye on things, allegedly. Where's the one? There is. Click my button, and afternoon to you too. And Big Baz, quite Arsenal. I'm guessing that he replied to Graham's comment from earlier. He also says, if Jackson wears 10, I might have to get him a Chelsea shirt for his next birthday.
That's cruel.
He wears 15, Graham, because Mudryk is the number 10 this year for them. Pig Bladders saying Spurs today was the oddest result.
I don't think it was.
What, could they score some goals?
You're looking at.
I think it was a good game.
Yeah. You're looking at Brentford, who've just lost the best, one of the best keepers of last season. Spurs have just lost their talisman for the last however many years. It was always going to be a bit of a strange one, and it was high enough scoring. I quite enjoyed it.
They certainly did miss Kane today, did they? I did see a stat they brought up though. They brought up a stat during the game on British TV that last year Tottenham were the most dangerous from set pieces. They had more goals from set pieces than any team in the country last year.
Fair
Of course,
enough.
Kane scored most of those, of course, but so that's gone. James is saying, "Yeah, I'm alright, lads. Just gonna drop your bets for this match. What are we saying?" Heart says Liverpool win 5-0. Heart says that. Heart says that, of course. Head says 1-0. Heart says 1-1.
3-2 Liverpool.
Ooh, I will take it, of course. The flames are flowing out here at Stamford Bridge. It's really weird seeing no Henderson or Milner in that team, I tell you.
Yeah, well, apparently the one thing Todd Bowley wants to do is up his gas bill when he's spending all that brass on players as well with those flames.
Connor is saying Newcastle absolutely embarrassing today, but they'll bounce back. They've got favourable home fixtures to Everton and Burnley. Yeah, we were. To be fair, Burnley may be 19th as things stand, or maybe they're 20th. I'm not quite sure, but they may be at the bottom. But one thing we can guarantee, they won't stay there. They will play Man City. Don't forget that. KPB in the chat is saying 2-1.
I'd take that as well, as long as Liverpool win. Same as everything, I'd rather win ugly than lose pretty.
Agreed. Absolutely agreed on that one. Great Greenfield neutral. Absolutely. Dan, this is a question for Sai, ironically. With Chamberlain having episode 100, after this game, do you think we'll see 100 or 100 plus or 100 or less than 100 minutes on the clock at the end of the game? For context, we have to be out of here latest of 6:45 p.m. UK time. And so we don't want 100 plus minutes on the clock, thank you, Graham. We don't want that today, but Sai is saying 100 plus probably. I'd like to point out that in the second half of aforementioned Brentford Tottenham game, there was only 4 minutes added on in the second half. It was 11 in the first half, but to be fair, they did have an injury, so yeah, we'll allow for that.
Yeah, I'm actually expecting, despite the aforementioned 0-0s, I'm expecting a lot of goals today. And I did a bit of a deep dive into those 0-0s.
I love you do this.
Well, throughout the sort of history of the fixture, which goes back to the Christmas Day 1907, there have only been 14 0-0 draws in all competitions between Chelsea and Liverpool. The first and 4 of them have come within the last 18 months. And I think, what was it? There have been 10 of those 14 since the Premier League era began. So from 1907, it took 15 years in 1922 to get the first 0-0 draw. It was 49 years until the second 0-0 draw. Admittedly, 15 years Chelsea and Liverpool weren't in the same division, and the league was suspended for 7 seasons due to World War II.
During the war? Yeah.
During the war, if we go Uncle Albert from Only Fools and Horses, it was then 24 years till the next 0-0 draw. 5 of those years, Liverpool and Chelsea were in the same league. And then the weirdest one is back in the calendar year 2005, Liverpool and Chelsea played each other 3 times in the Champions League and had 3 consecutive 0-0 draws. So these are things that I've found out. It's very bizarre to have all these clusters, because between that run of 3 0-0 draws in the Champions League and 4 in a row in the current fixtures, there was 1 0-0 in 17 years. Cheers, Rob.
Rob's that's a good stream. Graham is saying if Liverpool score, obviously Matt throw the toilet roll at his camera in celebration. No, Graham, I am seriously not well at the moment, alright? So, okay, but unlike Connor, I got off my deathbed to host this podcast today. So, it's all good. We're getting a round of applause for a departed former Chelsea player. I didn't get a chance to hear who it was, unfortunately, so maybe you could find out for Dan momentarily. I know it is interesting to see Chelsea have no sponsors on their shirts.
I didn't. It's John Hollins.
John Hollins.
It's for John Hollins.
May he rest in peace. As we approach kickoff here in the United Kingdom, The players are about to take the knee on the last game, on the penultimate game of the opening day of the weekend of the season. We at the Volley and SJP World Media would like to remind you there is no room for discrimination in any walk of life, especially football. Let's kick it out, right out. And with that being said, Dan, I cut you off in mid-flow there.
Oh no, it's fine. I was just going to say, with all the talk of goals, to become the highest scoring game in this fixture, they'd have to beat the 7th of September 1946, when Liverpool won 7-4 at Anfield.
That would be amazing. We're off underway here at Stamford Bridge. It's interesting, in the UK, Martin Tyler has obviously left Sky Sports and has been replaced with Peter Drury. So he's not exactly, he's arguably fantastic. Of the opening weekend, Graham, please do not start being pedantic right now. Okay? Please do not. Of the weekend, I said. If I said season, I put down me being ill. Salah, of course.
Excuses.
Salah in this game, of course, today against his former club, has scored in every opening weekend fixture since he signed for Liverpool.
I love that man.
Indeed, as Liverpool breaking here.
Oh, ball breaks. That's McAllister into Salah. Oh, that's a shame.
Sterling against his former side, of course, as well.
Sterling losing the ball to Gakpo, who's showing some good strength.
Salah getting booed here by the Chelsea fans. Bizarrely, they sold him.
Yeah. Very odd.
McAllister, Jota, and it's wide. James in the chat saying, thanks for the tip. A quid on Liverpool. I'll get you half a shandy with winnings when I see you next. Thank you.
I'll hold you to that.
Graham says, I'm feeling you are ahead of me today, so I might need to put you guys on pause for a bit. Can we get a time check, please? 1:33, 4, 5, 6. We have got a pause today due to me and Dan being in the same country.
Yeah.
It's a nice feeling. First time ever doing one of these watch-alongs ever, including back in the old Tekkers days, that I haven't had to pause.
Very high tempo, and obviously in the early days.
Salah's not dispossessed and taking on Gallagher there. He did recover, but my word was he pressured.
Yeah, get up. I like the referee signalling for Gallagher to get up after the theatrics there.
Get up, soft lad.
Basically, yeah.
I'm trying my best to do some use more northern localisms to understand what you're saying.
It'll stand you in good stead for the next time you commentate with O'Doherty, because he's even more northern than I am when you're at CXW.
Do you know what? He's an amazing man. He really is. He's an amazing man. I'll ask him next time I see him at an event and see if he wants to come on, because he would be a right laugh.
Be a right laugh, good lad.
The vice captain. Lovely ball across to Diaz. Do you know what?
It's a bit of a hit and hope to me.
Do you know, it was only 4 months ago I realised that Diaz is not left-footed.
Since when does Jurgen Klopp play like left-footed wingers on the left wing and right-footed wingers on the right wing? He just doesn't do it.
No,
he always
I know
has their opposite foot so they can cut inside.
I'm fully aware of that, but I was wondering, because he's listed as a left wing and a yellow card being
takes a lot to flatten Big Kanata.
Yeah, Chukwuemeka, that is a bad hand in countdown. Booked after 3 minutes, and that is I wouldn't say late, but that is there's a lot of people on X earlier who were complaining that Maddison had not been sent off for Tottenham because he got his yellow card and then made 5 or 6 very late tackles. And at that point, he wasn't sent off at any point.
Well, that from Chukwuemeka, what is technically known as a boot in the tits.
Well, yeah. I'm very pleased for you to break it down for layman's terms, Dan.
we can analyse it all we want in the time, but it was just a boot in the top bollocks.
Gakpo dropping back in the midfield is brilliant, but because he can then step up as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he had looked so much more at home in pre-season. Alexander and handball not given there, despite Liverpool fans asking for it.
I think it was just too close to. It would have been harsh.
Jota. Diaz retrieves it.
So you may hear some alternate commentary to our alternate commentary from the other room. Family are watching the game.
It's all good, and it's all good. But yeah, there is already a sense of nervousness about Chelsea already. They're not pressing hard. Liverpool are certainly the team in dominance here, and they're the away team. Why have my voice gone that high?
At the minute.
So, Szoboszlai in the area. And Jota took the ball off of Szoboszlai's foot. Went for goal and just wide of the near post.
I'm not quite sure how, but you seem to be a few seconds ahead of me. Well, anyway, it's fine.
3. Yeah. Okay, just for a sync check now. 55, 56, 57.
Near enough. Yeah, we're a second out, but I can live with that.
6 goals and 8 assists for Leipzig last season.
It's not a bad return.
Not a bad return at all. If you are just joining us, this is Volley with Matt Lewis and Dan Griffin, bringing you alternative commentary to Chelsea versus Liverpool from the Premier League. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to SJP World Media, and follow us, obviously, here at the Volley Show on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, of course. And, of course, just down here is where you can find us, of course. And
for anybody wondering why I'm like a Yorkshire Alfred Hitchcock just in profile, it's because my laptop's here, but my TV's over here.
And I'm quite lucky to be able to have my TV there, and my laptop is here in front of me. So I'm going to look up.
Well, if I brought it in front of me, I'd end up with the old man selfie angle.
Tabletop for me, buddy. It's all good. Chelsea trying to get out right now.
Oh,
Big
sorry, that
James.
is an awful joke.
I didn't see it. Liv, how do you say his name? Chumbawamba. Watch. If you get knocked down, he gets back. Oh god. But Liv, everybody, I'm not old enough to get that joke, Si.
Good on you, Liv. Don't take any shit.
What I love is the fact that Liv calls you Si, not Dad.
It's only when he tells terrible jokes. It's the equivalent of getting the full name treatment.
Oh, I don't mind it quite so much nowadays. It's yeah. Just combine both names and go with Twix.
I don't get that reference.
Chumbawamba? I don't get it. No. Total Steve.
Well, look
like
like
the old man Selt. The old man Selt. I see. Of course. Down. Trent gets bundled to the floor in the end by Jackson.
Yeah, he's going to live dangerously, I think.
Hashtag Chocolategate. Fair enough, Graham. Ball going long here, and Diaz is going to be able to recover it.
Go on, Luis.
He's not been the same since his injury at the middle of last season.
Also, if anybody came here expecting commentary unbiased towards Liverpool, I'm not going to be giving it. Just to lay it out there.
We will, however, give credit where it is due, of course.
Yes.
But yeah, I will do my best to be somewhat professional, because I am meant to be somewhat professional. But yeah, for the most part, it's going to be Twitter and I get you now, Graham. I get you. We thought you talk about Chukwuemeka. I'm 45 seconds behind. Remember? Okay, of course, Graham. Okay, remember that. Okay, so I'll do. I'll wait 45 seconds after each time, and then put him.
How am I meant to remember what I said 45 seconds ago?
You can't remember 40. Yeah, you can't remember what you yeah. Let's leave that joke there.
Yeah, you tried. There was an attempt.
I did attempt, but my stammering wasn't good on that side. Van Dijk was not happy. Robertson's closing down there as the new club captain for Liverpool. He had his right to get in his face about that.
That is a strong shirt from that gentleman in the crowd. That was a Sam Rogers special.
Oof.
Bold choice with the sideburns as well. Sorry, I don't know why I'm fixating. Well defended by Jota.
No foul given.
Really?
Chelsea were hoping for the free kick there. I'm actually looking surprised myself.
Yeah.
Connor in the chat is saying 2-2 draw with my official prediction. It'll more likely come back later this week when we do our audio roundup show. Yes, the audio roundup show will be dropping on hopefully Tuesday on the SJP World Media audio feed. I believe that's the same day that the Doctor Who pod comes out, Dan.
It is indeed, yeah. Me and Si have an episode locked and loaded, ready to go. We recorded in good time to account for Si going on his jollies.
So out of curiosity, what is the show this week? As a great block there by Konate.
He's a brick wall, that lad.
Absolutely. Gakpo and again now Diaz on the left wing. We will come back to it, of course.
That's a lovely ball for Gakpo.
Gakpo,
go on, Cody.
Salah.
Oh, it was just too far behind him.
Oh, hit the bar!
Oh! Salah on his right foot.
What a Gakpo to pull the trigger. I am going to pause it just for 1 second longer. Now that way I'm not ahead of Dan.
It's alright, it was a split second.
It was a spoiler. Gakpo should have pulled the trigger. He doesn't. Graham saying my comedy timing is fucked in this episode. Nah, you're alright, buddy.
It was never that good to begin with anyway.
With a right foot, though, someone who... That is... To be fair, if it had been on target, the keeper would have got it.
I don't know, it'd have been pretty much on the postage stamp.
Speaking of which, Trent Alexander-Arnold with a cross. Too much. Diaz will retrieve that one and before it goes out of play, gives up, but does applaud the cross. Looking here, what happens?
Just let him waltz through, didn't they? Just let Enzo waltz through.
Yeah, we watched the replay of Enzo Fernandez just waltzing through. McAllister letting him go because he's not a holding midfielder. We definitely need Batatic back for sure. There's also time to bite somebody as well, of course. Graham has said, I have just switched to my laptop so it's closer to you guys. Can you give me a new time check, please? 12, 39, 40, 41, 42. You can't hear. Oh, the Chelsea fans are still singing the Steve Gerrard song because they've got nothing else creative.
Yeah, it's an odd one, but the weirder one for me is when fans of other teams sing the Steve Gerrard song. Chelsea fans, I can kind of understand it happened versus them, but
yeah, I know, but it's also getting on for 20 years ago now. Well, actually, not quite that far ago, but I
was going to say
10 years ago. 10 years ago.
Your concept of time was as out as Graham's comedic timing then.
Absolutely.
Oh, Trent, it's a bad time to slip.
Now just 5 seconds out. This talk about slipping, it's not a good time.
Commentator's curse.
Is it just? Oh, God. I hate having a cold.
Yeah, I'm just getting over one, funnily enough. It's never pleasant. But Chelsea very content to be patient by the looks of things.
Very, very, very much happy to be happy. Just gonna quickly glance at because I need to keep an eye on the numbers because I need to remember I'm looking at players for Chelsea and they've changed the numbers around from last season. So I know
that wasn't a great tackle.
That's what you call a message.
It's what I call close to a yellow card.
Close is fine. Close is fine.
And on the bright side, if Jota does have to come off because of a booking, it means we bring on Darwin and your captain can get 2 points.
Yeah, hopefully. That'd be good. We're coming up to 50 minutes played.
Sorry, I was just going to say it is very slow play from Chelsea. I'm wondering if they're trying to draw Liverpool in and catch them on the counter.
Well, I imagine that probably is something a lot they're trying to do, but who, I'm not convinced by Conor Gallagher, I'll be honest.
Yeah, he's still a young player. There's a lot of improvements to do, and he's nowhere near his prime years yet. That's a nice overlap on the right hand side. Very nice. Oh,
great save! Yeah, Jackson was in there. Great save there by Alisson Becker.
Yeah, Alisson to Liverpool's rescue yet again. I'll say a lot over the course of the season, I have issues with the way he commands his area from set pieces, but you can't deny his quality as a shot stopper.
Connor's saying he's kicking the ball away considered dissent now. So if you had given for it yesterday, it's always been considered dissent to Connor. They're just clamping down at this nowadays. So that actually gives us an idea for our first one of the day. Worst case of dissent in football that you can think of. Dan, you got one?
Not off the top of my head. Weirdly, the first thing that came to mind, and it wasn't dissent, but it was a manager having a go at a player. And it was, I went to a Grimsby Town game, and it was Ian Holloway bollocking, and Ian Holloway's about 5'3", and he was giving the absolute business to this centre back who's like 6'4".
Oh, hello.
And he was just stood there like a naughty
Salah, and it's level into the stand.
Just couldn't get it under control. I have no problem with that kind of defending, though. I do like it, a bit of old school, just the Peter Kay, John Smith have it.
Yeah, absolutely love it. Steve-O is saying another 0-0, possibly. Silent Chat is saying King of Boy has always been a go. Yeah, just people are coming down it a lot more. Konate.
He's not quite Matip, that one, has he?
No, but I'd favour him in a fight.
Yeah.
Alexander Arnold, the vice captain.
That was very cool from Szoboszlai there.
Yeah, he's a very cool customer, and I've seen the first scout sign for him already.
Oh, what a ball!
What a goal! What a goal! Out of nothing!
What a ball from Salah.
Talk us through it, Dan.
Oh, I don't know who played the ball to Salah, but Salah somehow, from the left-hand side, sent a ball along the floor, curving outwards, to Diaz on the right, coming in from the left wing, who's just slotted it from about 8-9 yards. I don't know how. I've just seen the replay here. Alisson falls on his arse. Szoboszlai lays it off to Konate, plays it into McAllister. McAllister pings it out to Salah, who's taking on, I think it's Levi Colwill, who's playing. That is incredible vision for that pass. Colwill was the one playing Diaz on side, and Diaz has taken it first time on his left foot, his weaker foot, Matt. Just plonked it past Sanchez. That is
on full stretch, by the way. Full stretch, well. So yeah, it's Chelsea 0, Liverpool 1. Luis Diaz, and the Sanchez ain't getting to that. And
Steve has won another shilling bet.
Yeah.
How many is that now, Steve? I've seen you been posting about a few of them on Twitter.
That's always a good thing. Your internet, Dan, was a little bit Conor McCabe there, sir.
It might do that through the course of the day. We got lucky across the last 2 live streams.
It's okay. We'll hopefully be okay. And Pig Batters in the chat saying great pass, great fish, absolutely phenomenal. And now Chelsea, I think, they can't afford at this point to sit back anymore. They've got to get forward. Connor just put Diaz in my FPL team for next week. Yeah, you should put it this week, mate. Really, I didn't put him in. I put 3 Liverpool players in because you can only put maximum 3 from each club in, and I put in Salah, Nunes, and Alexander-Arnold,
I
which
have
are 3
Salah.
good picks, I think. Yeah.
And Trent.
Graham says, seem to remember saying Salah in his hit machine. You did, sir. One already. It's an exquisite pass.
It's ridiculous. But what's a ball from McAllister, by the way? Like I said, playing in that quarterback.
That's why they paid the money. That's why they paid the money for him.
Only 35 million.
Well, thinking about the sort of money that's being thrown around for Casado at the moment, that is an absolute bargain. And you think about how much Tonali was worth. That seemed like
Canate.
He's being told to get to his feet. Chilwell goes down. Canate, I've got to admit, I did think he pushed him over.
I did as well. That's dumb. Why would you put your hand up like that? Trent has a go. Okay, there's maybe a bit less in that than I thought.
Yeah, but if VAR would have looked at it and not made a clear on we go sort of thing. In the chat, we have James in the chat is saying that perverted pass by Salah was filth. Absolute filth.
It was filthier than a miner's shoelace.
And here is Salah again. McAllister, Trent Alexander-Arnold, back to McAllister. Fights on himself, maybe trying to slip Salah around the back. Steve-O saying, all I know is £8 for a bet. I've had a profit of £5.
Silly from Szoboszlai there, steaming in and taking out Jackson. That's a tidy profit, that Steve-O.
I don't believe it. I don't believe he got booking for it. It's not a foul, but it's a little untidy.
It's an honest coming together.
Graham in the chat showing his allegiances, obviously. Should be a card for diving. I'm guessing that's Chilwell he's pointing at here. To be fair, Chilwell, I would say Chilwell went down, but at the same time, I think it's kind of. I don't really blame him for it at the same time. Connor in the chat saying, players are taught they feel a bit of contact in the box to go down and try and get the ref to bite. Yeah, but English players just don't tend to do it as much. That used to be the rule anyway. And Addison claims the free kick from Chilwell reasonably comfortably.
Bit of shithouse in Nico Jackson.
Yeah, he's just standing in front of Alisson there. Just for context, Chelsea have had 66% possession, and have had 8 touches inside Liverpool's box, but only had 1 shot on target. Liverpool have had 1 as well, obviously, but that's dropped from the goal.
I love the energy being shown by McAllister.
Yeah, and the both lines would be that. Even granted, he gave away the foul momentarily ago, and Salah would pass back to Alisson. They're playing for each other, sort of thing. KPV saying there was nothing in that. I think you're talking about the Chilwell incident there still. And Graham is sticking to his guns here, saying it was simulation. Well, it may well have been simulation, sir, but I'm not going to get into it right now. Steve says, yep, only 50p bets on players. I don't own an FPL, but expect to score or assist. So that's how my score bet, mate. I'll think to that.
Yeah. I might have to start looking into that because I did a tenfold accumulator yesterday that was about 100 to 1, and I got let down by two legs of it. So I was frustrated.
To answer Graham's inevitable question, which is coming from him now, as to who I had my breakthrough there by Jackson, but he's shouting at referee. He's got to stop shouting at referee. He's got his face twice now. He gets a shot away, and it's gone for a goal kick.
I don't see what he's complaining about.
He went the corner there, but fair replay shows it went for a goal kick. But I do like. I've got to admit, I do like a player with passion.
But there's a difference between passion and being a knobhead.
Your words, not mine, mate. But I do possibly agree. All West of it, we've got John Henry one side,
It's
And
fallen
we've got
asleep, I think.
and we've got Todd Bowley, the other. Interesting, thinking they're both having an argument right now over who's to sign Moises Caicedo. I thought the press conference was interesting at Brighton the other day. It's like, I don't want to talk about. We've already forgotten about Moises. We're moving on. I'm like, wow. Imagine no one buys him now. Imagine nobody buys him.
The thing is, I can't see him not ending up somewhere.
He's got to now. He's not got. Brighton want to kick him out. Basically, he has revoked his tenancy agreement, and so he's gonna have to move north from Brighton somehow. I do respect Chelsea not having a thing. Okay, we have the breaking news from Connor. So I'm going to press the button.
Mo just.
Right.
Oh, sorry. Mo Salah just nearly had a golden chance.
Yep. Jack Harrison is undergoing a medical with Everton after he activated his Leeds contract release a clause in the contract for a season-long loan. Which Premier League club would like to get a permanent deal done? I mean, to be fair, Jack Harrison I think is a good player. Obviously signed from Man City by Leeds before he went down. With Klopp calling McAllister Gary, did he wear number 10 too? If so, did he? Even if he didn't like it, it's got to be that. No, Gary McAllister wore number 21, Graham, back in the day.
My lucky number.
I remember him wearing it, Graham, but he scored that free kick against Everton, where he picked the ball up and walked 25 yards further with it, and no one complained.
Jack Harrison to...
yeah, go on.
Sorry, carry
on. Total Zero says, what are your predictions for Man United versus Wolves tomorrow? Well, to keep James happy, I'm going to say Wolves 6-0. However, Wolves are going through transitional period, obviously. There's no money to buy players, which is part of the reason why... Very good tackle with Trent on the other side. Leading part of the Leadership group, of course. Seriously, 3-1 Man United. 3-1 Man United.
I don't see Wolves being able to score. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be 4-0. Man U.
Graham saying Matt in his early 20s. I love Zidane's passion in the World Cup final. Thank you for reminding him. Thank you for reminding everyone, Graham. Thank you for reminding everyone, Graham, that 53 weeks today, to the day, I turned 40. So thanks for that. It was very, very different, Graham. Zidane headbutted somebody. Jackson just got in someone's face, so they're different. Total Steve-O, he does it all the time. Salah one extra touch too many, indeed. The level between you and the breaking news clip is bigger than that of the Liverpool actually standing in league position. Thanks for deafening me. I will see what I can do about that, Graham. I will see what I can do going forward about that. Okay, I apologise.
Sky Sports getting it absolutely wrong there, showing that Alexis McAllister cost 55 million.
It's 35, but may rise depending on what he wins. So
it's 35 as things stand.
So cue the jokes from all the non-Liverpool fans of Liverpool never paying more than 35 million for him.
Oh, what a ball from Trent!
Stand throw again.
Was in. Get
in. Toenail.
Assist from Trent. Goal Salah. How many times do we see it? Oh, that was beautiful. Opening day again.
Absolutely phenomenal. VAR is checking it because they have to because it was so tight.
Yeah, but look at the line. Oh, I think he's off.
Oh, I think he's off. Yeah, he's off.
Unless, however, if you look at number 26, is that Colwell? Colwell's leg is quite far back. See, they're checking the back leg.
You can't. It can't be offside of your arm, of course. So.
It's the foremost scoring part of your body, which may include the shoulder. I'm not certain on this. And then also there's I think is it Desarce on the other side, who's not quite in
Yeah,
line.
it's hard to make the call.
I would.
It's
I can't be mad. I can't be mad if it is given offside because look at it. It's
yeah.
I kind of miss seeing the lines.
Yeah. Carragher said he'd give it. Neville said he wouldn't. Unsurprisingly.
There's a shock.
And Peter Drury on Sky Sports in the UK saying he would give it. It has been given as offside.
For what I believe is I think it was his shoulder.
That is a warning shot there.
It is. It's a fair cop. Which means he has to get another one then. Yeah, I just said the commentary there. Neville saying Salah's getting far too much joy. I don't think he's getting enough personally.
So confirmed, VR decision, no goal.
Just going back to what I said before about Jack Harrison to Everton.
Mate.
Do Everton really need another winger? They need a striker. They need someone who can score goals. Is Harrison going to be that player?
Well, I've seen him play in the middle of the park for most of last season.
Of course, he was playing. He was playing behind the striker, wasn't he?
But again, he's not a striker though. But having said that, the whole of Europe needs a fucking striker. So there's only so many he can have, sort of.
That's a bad foul by Enzo Fernandez, and he stuck his head in there as well.
Referee is talking to Enzo Fernandez and to Diego Jota. Yellow card to both players.
For the foul and the reaction. Yeah.
I think that's how.
Although I will say Enzo is the one who put his head forward first.
Yes.
Jota should have gone down. He might have got his head off.
I think Jota wouldn't do that. He's not that sort of player.
I don't condone that kind of shithousery.
Don't worry, you're easy winning this. Too much attacking threat. It's not the attacking threat I'm worried about. It's the defensive threat I'm worried about, Steve-O.
Like that from Konate.
And James in the chat is saying, "Go on, Jota, lad." This is starting to bubble over a little bit here.
It's scrappy.
Connor says we should do a Wolves Man United watch long tomorrow for James, so he doesn't have to suffer a Wolves loss alone. I can't, mate. I'm at my weight loss class tomorrow night, so I'm not available to do that tomorrow night. I don't
want to watch Man United.
And nothing against Wolves, but we've also done 2 games this week already. We're only going forward going to be doing 1 game a weekend. Mainly so you lovely people
play the fucking whistle, you idiots. Fuck me.
Ball goes out to the right wing. Raheem Sterling, Konate clears it. Thankfully. Jota will be sub for Nunes now, so you've got your chance to get points, Matt. And James is saying, I'm at the game tomorrow, unfortunately, lads. Enjoy the game, sir, and we wish you all the best of luck. And please do us a favour and turn them over. Good got back up. Graham said not straight away, but perhaps earlier than planned. Possibly. He could always mix things around a little bit, Graham. Let's not forget, for context, the Liverpool bench is Gomez, Nunes, Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott, Kostas Tsimikas, Joel Matip, Ben Doak, and Calvin Callagher and McConnell. So there's experience there, but it's also not as strong as what Chelsea's bench is. Cucurella, Mudryk, Madueke, Ugochukwu, Dos Santos, Gusto.
You say that our bench is stronger.
Burstow and Bergstrom. To be fair, I'm thinking Mudryk is a decent player, and under Poch he'll do better. I feel,
Yeah, but
but that's not saying a great deal.
no, it's not. I think we have got the stronger bench. My dream scenario is for us to slot another couple past Chelsea and then bring on young Ben Doak.
Give him some game time.
I want to see more of this kid.
Well, put it this way, I know it's only a video game, but on FIFA, I am in the 2030, 2031 season, so we're talking 7 years in the future. But Ben Doak is starting for Liverpool. Week in, week out.
That will happen.
But he's also got
Excuse me while I take a drink.
He's also got 86. Both, this is your drink for Doak. That's our new segment, Drink for Doak.
At least it's not an alcoholic drink.
You can't finish, of course. Graham is saying Dan putting the F in football.
Well, yeah, it frustrated me. It frustrates me when professional footballers who are paid a vast amount of money don't play to the whistle and stop when they think a whistle should happen. It's ridiculous.
Sterling.
There's Sterling. What? Oh, my word! That was tipped over. That was put over by Trent.
Trent's gone to the man. I didn't see it go across the box.
Yeah, Sterling got the ball across, and Trent just calmly put it over the bar.
Steve was saying, "Who?"
The Doctor Who pod is out tomorrow, Steve.
Yeah, I meant to ask you, what show are you covering? What episode are you covering?
Oh no!
Oh,
how the hell has that happened?
And it's snuck through, and it's put away by Disali.
Axel Disasi on debut. How did that even happen? That came out of nowhere. Let's see this replay. Because it just sort of popped up and... Right, let's see. So it's from the corner. Canate gets the big head on it.
Is he on?
Goes out wide. Yes, he is. He was there. There was too much happening there. That was headed back in by Chilwell, I think.
Nothing wrong with that at all, no.
Oh, we're caught flat-footed again. Just caught flat. Nothing happening. Alisson was slow off his line. Van Dijk did nothing except watch the ball go over his head.
So, it is Chelsea 1, Liverpool 1. Disasi.
Same as pre-season. Liverpool, yeah.
Exactly what I predicted it was going to be running the game as well, 1-1.
At least it's not a 0-0.
Nope, no, we have goals. Salah.
And nobody's there. That's the danger of Trent dropping into the midfield. Oh, why are you firing, Jota? Why are you firing at Gakpo like that from short range? That was a Henderson special, that.
Well, someone's got to take over the job, haven't they, I suppose?
What, rifling in short range passes when they don't need... What the hell is going on?
It's 2-1!
Have we just stopped playing football? What is going on?
Steve in the chat saying, Chilwell just scored!
Yeah. Oh, well, I did say 3-2.
Liverpool caught napping. Absolutely caught napping on that side of things. We will check it again. We will obviously see out of nowhere.
What happened here? Ooh, he might be off.
He's off. He's off. I think Chilwell's off there. He's leaning forward as well.
Yeah, it's very similar to the.
That's way more clear because you can see the.
My worry is Robertson on the other side. And yeah, you're right, Pig's Blood, as the mood on the volley has changed. We were having fun 5 minutes ago.
Oof. VAR decisions.
Yeah, he's
being
off.
made. Offside given.
But, you said a warning shot for Salah. That's a warning shot for Liverpool.
Absolutely. There is the decision. VAR, no goal. Whew.
So,
From a
time
Liverpool point of
to...
view. But that's also 1-1 in VAR decisions as well, of course. Steve-O's saying the no way thing, of course. I think he's off, he's saying. He is off. He was off. And KPB saying mood volley has changed, as you mentioned, Dan. Yeah, I have. I've suddenly got this cold feeling back in my neck all of a sudden. We need half time here. Liverpool need half time here.
We need a goal before half time.
Steve-O is not happy. I'm guessing he had Chilwell to score for, didn't he?
Quite possibly, but it's a change in tempo from Chelsea as well. That's
Here go
caught Liverpool
Gakpo.
off guard, I think.
Diaz.
Go on, Mo.
Oh, it's come for a Salah.
Ooh.
Saved at the near post by Sanchez, but an action not gone through to him either.
Good save.
Colwell making a mistake again. Referee letting a lot of stuff go today.
Yeah, that was going wide anyway from Salah.
It's not going in, but the fact that he even got a shot in like that will concern Chelsea. And I imagine Poch will be a little bit animated at half-time. As will Klopp,
It's a bit of a baptism of fire for young Colwell. Nice from Szoboszlai.
Oh, for sure.
Just couldn't get that pass through. Right idea.
Steve-O is saying 40 minutes of added stoppage time, probably. We hope not. We hope not. 41 and a half minutes played here. 3.5 to half time. Graham is saying Peacock on laptop keeps lagging, so keep up with you guys. Had all 3 goals spoiled. Stupid Peacock. We'll catch you guys later.
There's only been 2, Graham.
Yeah, only 2, Graham. You're all good, mate. It's only 1-0. Also in the chat, we've got James saying this has opened up nicely. Plenty more goals incoming. For the red side, we hope so.
Say so. Well, I did say 3-2, like I said, so we'll see how we go. I wonder if I was thinking about it from a Chelsea point of view, if they bring off Colwell. He's not having a good time at the left side of that defence. I am liking our energy, though, particularly in midfield. That's a poor ball by Salah. Liverpool's energy in midfield is a different level to last season.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? How much more energy that front line has in general. KPB saying getting a bit scruffy and nervous. Yes, Liverpool definitely are looking a bit more nervous.
Very much so. Yeah, I think from a Chelsea point of view, if they are going to take off Colwell, then they'd probably be looking at Cucurella or possibly Ian Maatsen to come on. I don't know if either of them can play the left. Oh my word! What a cutback and over the bar from Jackson.
Indeed, yeah, more Jackson, more JGB Jackson and Nico Jackson. That shot. No offense to that little buddy. Steve-O saying, "Pull the stream, Graham. All I do, although ironically, I'm ahead."
Yeah, I think it might be a case of maybe
just have to put him off there.
Yeah. I think we might see Ben Chilwell move to the left-sided centre-back and then Cucurella come on. But Steve will be able to tell us more. Steve, how do you think Ian Maatsen would fare in this game at left wing-back?
That'd be a gain. That'd be a play to throw him in.
We're just late to the challenge there every single time. Van Dijk caught in 2 minds. Works out though.
Robinson's not a back pass. Steve-O's got the opinion. There you go for you. Maatsen is not.
Yeah, so not a left-sided centre back, but what about a left wing back?
He's asking you to change formation, sir. He's asking you to change formation, Zero. We are coming up to half time.
Zero's better knowledge.
It's time for the half time prediction of added time. Dan, what do you think?
I'm going to say 5 minutes.
I'm going to say 4. I think we've had a few late, about a minute or so for VAR and a minute for each goal, so I'm going to say 4.
Yeah, fair enough. And then it means it's time for halftime pie club.
Yes, the halftime pie club where we talk, we bring our wonderful food takes up.
And I just sit here muted and eat.
Steve says he'd be torn to shreds, I think. So good for you guys. And Pig Bad saying 8 minutes. It's 6.
Oh, so I was closest.
You were closest, yes, sir. You were closest. But, you know.
Oh, that's...
Got some last minute stuff for J Wrestling for later, so hope you will catch it a bit. Yes, don't forget to join the boss, Cy Powell, and his lordship Ben Viney for his lordship on this special day, Lord Mags at 7 o'clock UK time, or 2 o'clock if you're on the east coast of America. Pig Batters say see you soon, so indeed, so I will see you in getting on for about an hour 45 minutes. Should be.
That was a lovely turn by McAllister.
It wasn't bad, was it? And this is Salah.
Go on, Mo.
Salah flicks it.
Just couldn't get the cross back in.
No, but I'm liking the fact that Salah's not looking for the back of the net every single time now. People say, "Oh, so doesn't pass." He does.
Yeah, looking at we had a look at the substitution that Chelsea could make for Liverpool. Obviously, you're looking at Jota on a booking, and the like for like sub would be Darwin Núñez to come on.
Midfield, you've got Jones
possibly,
and Elliott, of course.
Yeah, well, the other thing would be to maybe look at, like I said, take off Gakpo, who hasn't done anything really wrong. Oh, that's leaving a lot of space at that far post again.
Chilwell has been the target of so many of those different crosses, which I like. And I've got to say about Ben Chilwell, I just need to mention it quickly. Doesn't he look ruggedly handsome?
He's not a bad-looking boy, is he?
Yeah, he's a good lad, he is. Of course, he's from the Leicester region, of course, isn't he? So
the thing is, it makes sense to target Chilwell because
I said that our viewers gone down, so I mentioned that. I think we're good.
But with Chilwell being the target for the passing, it makes sense because Trent's dropping into the midfield, so leaving that gap in.
That was a strong challenge.
Yeah, it was a
the Both stepped over the ball. Jota went for the ball and ended up pretty much, he's down.
It was Levi Colwill. Bit of breaking news: Aston Villa trying to hijack Everton's move for Jack Harrison.
Oh, well, yeah, that's a strong tackle by Cahill. Jota's gone down, and when Jota goes down, that's never good.
No, so we might be seeing Darwin.
I reckon Liverpool went through the half time, meant to change the half time.
I do worry though with bringing on Darwin Núñez in a game with this much needle with his temper.
There's option: push Gakpo further forward, bring on Jones.
Yeah, Gakpo into centre forward. Yeah,
it's all a case of is it an actual injury or is it just like a stinger?
Yeah, it could be.
That's an interesting stat. This is his 21st game against Chelsea in his career as a manager for Jurgen Klopp. 9th different manager.
Wow. That's telling.
But that's obviously not just that. Not just Liverpool, of course. That one's gonna hurt.
Just had an interesting message in one of the group chats. I mean, apparently there's a lot of chatter on social media about the Chilwell offside being somewhat contentious, and have they used the right part of the body, etc. I've just made the point of saying it was the same for both Chilwell and Salah. So even if they have implemented the rule wrong, at least they're doing it consistently wrong.
Yes, absolutely. KPB in the chat is saying both teams playing like they don't want to lose. Well, certainly just got to half time. I'd agree. We've got another 90 seconds to 6 minutes of that, but who knows if they're actually going to play to that time or not. I don't know if Jordan's come back on or not. I wouldn't risk him personally. As a free kick given against McAllister there, who left one on Enzo Fernandez.
Yeah, I missed that.
Dwyer is back on.
Yeah, you expected him to be, but that also means we're going to have another minute or so extra time as well.
Yeah, that's okay. That's fine. Jota would be a big loss if we lost him, of course, to injury.
Yeah, Liverpool also, after you say it's fine about having the extra minute, Liverpool have also got to contend with a set piece, which was their undoing for the first goal, and they were notoriously bad at last season.
Well, let's hope Van Dijk can arrange his team better than Henderson did.
Well, that's the worrying thing. They were it was pretty much the same personnel defensively, wasn't it? There've been no changes, but you don't become bad players overnight. Headed on, Colwell at the back post,
who hooked back over, and McAllister lets it go out for a goal kick. Not sure. We're coming to the 51st minute here, as 6 minutes about to tick over. There we go.
Yeah,
so now
this could be the last kick of the game, but
referee of half anyway, sir. Of a half, not a game.
Yeah, sorry, good.
Half to play yet.
See, I make those kind of mistakes when Graham can't pull me up on it. It's good defending from Reece James. Playing it out to the left again. Nice little touch inside to Chukwuemeka. Yeah, Chukwuemeka has been all energy in that midfield.
He has, hasn't he?
Again, putting Trent under pressure, playing it to the back post with Chilwell there lurking. That was slick from Gallagher. Not sure what Nico Jackson was trying there, but nothing crossed by Fernandez. You'd expect more from 105 million.
You'd like to think so.
That said, though, players' price tags are thrown around a lot. Players can't help what clubs have paid for them.
No, not at all. Klopp is got that permanent smile. Like, alright, Dan.
As much as I love him, he can look he can look gormless.
I was thinking of it, I don't want to say it because I worship that man. That's the heart. Half time, Chelsea 1, Liverpool 1. Which therefore means it's now time.
It's definitely been a fun watch.
It's now time for the half time. Pie Club. So Dan, what pie on your agenda today, sir?
Well, as I said, I couldn't get to my local butcher's, otherwise it would have been a lamb and mint pie. So I've been to my local supermarket, Morrison's. Other supermarkets are available, and because I saw 2 votes for it in the chat on the last stream, I've got myself a chunky steak pie.
Excellent. If anyone I can't have one, of course, so you have to eat for both of us here, mate.
Oh, I should have saved the second one then, but I took my granddad one as well.
Excellent.
So I'll mute this while I'm rattling the packaging around. You keep talking.
Oh, I keep talking. You know that, it's all good. So yeah, while you're in the chat with us, guys, do feel to drop in there, of course, if you about the pies in general. We want to know your pie of choice. If you're eating a pie with us, what you're having. Also, what do you think of the first half? Obviously, Liverpool Chelsea is 1-1. Diaz back on the score sheet, of course, and Disasi breaking that offside trap and getting the equalising goal. There is the pie top for us here. And Graham in the chat is saying, so no idea why it's not 2-1, but 1-1 as I was switching between mediums. Well, I can tell you why, Graves, because VAR said it wasn't a goal. Chilwell was offside when the ball was played to him, so no goal. KPB in the chat saying, no, just had stir fry, no pie for me. It's okay, what kind of stir fry are you having, sir? Rather than listen to Robbie and Robbie on Peacock, came back to join you. So I'm guessing that means you have Robbie Fowler and Robbie Savage. I'm guessing, for two Robbies, I'm guessing that's what it is.
First bite.
Is it a good pie? Alright, the pipe is real, but yeah, that's not bad. That's not a bad feel. So 1-1 offside goals each two, absolutely, Bam. Yes. Robbie Mustard, Robbie Earl. Robbie Earl's got a job.
Yeah, I knew Robbie Earl had. I'm more surprised at Robbie Mustard.
Well, isn't he the former Charlton player?
Robbie Earl?
No, Mustard.
Yeah.
I know what Robbie Earl was.
No, I think about it.
I think Charlton, Nottingham Forest, wasn't they? Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, but anyway, you're very welcome to come. Very welcome for you to be back,
Just very quickly, I'll just get another unbiased opinion. Mum, what do you reckon to that first half? No, I don't know if you heard that, but the reaction was.
It started good, didn't end so good.
There we go. A half of two halves.
No, that's the sort of response we want from real fans. We've got real fans here in the chat, here on the Volley. If you are just joining us at half-time, welcome. You've missed a tense end of the first half with myself and Dan. Don't forget to subscribe to us on social media at the Volley Show, and obviously at our own socials, which will be appearing momentarily at the bottom of your screen.
Pig's bladders.
The chat is saying chicken chow mein, spring rolls, prawn crackers, so bloated. One could argue he had a king-size bladder now.
That made virtually no sense, but anyway, yeah, the first bite was pretty much all pastry. There's
so.
Half decent steak, Phil, but
I see. So how's the how is it a decent Phil inside though? Is it?
It's mostly gravy.
Bearing in mind, I know how you can. I mean, the gravy inside a pie is so important because you get if it's too wet, it just goes everywhere, and you can't eat it, especially at a football ground. See, I knew we had. The chain wrestling said for years and years and years they do pies live on their show. They never have. Second live stream, second watch long live stream. We're doing a live pie test.
It's I'm not even sure. I've had two bites. I'm not sure I've got a bit of meat yet.
That's never a good sign. I think I'll have to break up my ramekins and for the game next Saturday night and make a pie for myself and just like have like the feel on the top sort of thing. I think I'm gonna make my own pie.
Get your ramekins out, Matthew. Go on.
Do you know what? I bought a couple. I made because I made souffles for me and Chris. As a treat, I made salted caramel souffles, and they were delicious. They were so nice. But I don't make a lot of souffles, so they're sitting in there. So I can actually use one perfect size for ramen for nice pop out that sort of size as well. So you can't
say souffle too many times, or Si will start thinking about Clara from Doctor Who, and then he'll not actually make it to chain wrestling tonight.
No, we know he's not listening because he's gone to prepare for chain wrestling tonight. I will be souffle girl. I will be souffle girl.
Oh no, I've got gravy seepage.
Oh no, we don't want seepage. We don't want seepage.
I'll just take care of this quickly.
Okay. Yeah, Dan is going to take care of things, and thankfully it moves the audio from it. So yeah, we're seeing on the UK feed here. We're seeing the header here. Chilwell's header actually is absolutely sublime, and the header is really, really well weighted. I've got to admit though, I'm not so sure about the pundits they've got in the studio here in the UK, Dan. They've got they've got Michael Richards, who literally will work for anyone who gives him a paycheck. He works for CBS in America, BBC on Match of the Day, and he works for Sky and for TNT in the UK. And he
I like him.
you got Daniel Sturridge, who plays for both sides, of course, and you got Angry Santa.
Sturridge is dressed up for the occasion. I'll give him that.
Yeah, to his credit, yeah. I mean, and to be fair, apart from, I mean, he had one good season for Liverpool, but apart from that, he was blighted by injuries.
He could have, it's another one, if he'd have stayed injury free, he would be one of the all-time greats.
He nearly won a league title. Let's not forget that. He nearly won a league title
Yeah.
for us.
Roy Keane is there because they've got to have one angry older gentleman. And since Graham Souness has retired.
Do you know what? That was my happiest day of my life. I hate Graham Souness.
Oh, as a pundit, he's so miserable. I had the same problem with Mark Lawrenson as well.
Yeah, he's just like, they're bitter because they can't play anymore. That's what it is. That's what it is. It's like some. I don't agree with Alan Shearer though. We need to get onto this briefly. I believe Harry Kane made his debut last night for Bayern Munich in a 3-0 loss. Granted, they were already 2 down when he came on, but didn't win a trophy in his first game. But that's fine. And what a beard Roy Keane has though. When I grow my beard out, I have a much better one, and Dan's one is way better in my personal opinion.
I'm starting to go grey.
Alan Shearer said that Harry Kane should have been more transparent about why he wanted to leave the club. I mean, like, seriously, for the last 4 years, Spurs were lucky they still had Harry Kane at their club. The reason he wanted to leave was because he wanted to win a goddamn trophy. And he's got more chance with Bayern, because Bayern win at least one cup a year, if nothing else.
Yeah.
When Spurs, you've got to go back to the pre-Kane days. For sure.
You do. And the thing is with Shearer, he's always going to have a very unique view because he got his Premier League win out of the way, so to speak, so early in his career. And then went on to have such a prolific and such a long career that if he's satisfied with the Premier League, as a lot of footballers would be, fair play to him. And then he got to play for his boyhood club for God knows how long.
Yeah, he won the Premier League.
Fine, but
his first year with Blackburn, didn't he? So
something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head.
I think
I'll trust
Blackburn
that you're right
signed
on
him, and he was playing for Southampton, of course. And then Blackburn signed him, won the league, and then obviously '96 signed for Newcastle, of course. Connor in the chat is saying one of the half-time pundits on Peacock is former USA and everything goalkeeper Tim Howard. Weird thing is, I've got a lot of time for Tim Howard. I like him as a person. Didn't like the club he played for, but as a person, I think he's a decent man.
I don't know anything about him, so I can't say yeah or nay. But again, I'll trust your better judgment. I was going to say you're a good judge of character, but then I remembered that you voluntarily associate with me.
I don't know. I was about to say I associate myself with you, so I count that as a good thing. I was trying to give you some credit, buddy. It's all good. So yeah, what do you think of the first half performance then?
It was you can say it's a half of two halves. It was a half of two halves of the pitch, really. It's kind of what I expected. We looked pretty good going forward. A lot of energy in midfield. The usual sort of really decent. I'm struggling to put it into words, to be honest, because it feels like more of the same as last season, but I'm more optimistic, if that makes sense.
Going forward, look more dangerous for sure. I mean, I think 0-0 is about fair enough. And hang on, Graham, I've just had something shared to us via X. As I asked, did I ask? Did I ask who he paid for? No, doesn't say who he paid for at all. I asked who he paid for, Graham. you've shared a picture of Robbie, and Tim Howard.
Yeah, Robbie Mustoe played for Charlton for a year.
That's
But
it. I was right about that. He did play for Charlton. Yes, that's good.
But he played for Middlesbrough for the 12 years before that.
That's it. That's all good. Connor in the chat is also saying to us that it should be 2-2 in Hornsey, or Liverpool should be 2-1 or 3-1. Well, thank you, Connor. You get back on our good books again. You can come off a sub bench then for that.
Yeah, I can't complain at any of the refereeing that's gone on. I think it's fair enough. Colwell's riding a fine line in terms of individual errors. Nico Jackson's riding a fine line in terms of being a gobshite.
Oof.
It'll be interesting to see how it pans out. I don't want to.
If Nunes comes on for Gakpo or something like that,
Or for Jota.
Nunes versus Jackson could be interesting.
It could result in 2 red cards.
It genuinely could.
It does feel like there's a red brewing in this game. We just need to tighten up defensively. I don't understand Liverpool's defensive issues, because you don't become bad players overnight, and we already know that Konate, Van Dijk, Robertson, and Trent can do the job.
True,
so why do they all seem to collectively switch off?
But for so many years now, they've had that unit in front of them of Milner, Henderson, and or Fabinho. Fabinho has been there for so long, and along with Henderson, obviously. Henderson was there for 10 years, obviously, sitting in front of that back line. When much as excuse me, much as people can hate on Henderson for being predictable, a crab, for passing sideways all the time or firing a shot straight at his own players, he was always good at breaking up the play, which
I'll give him that. But to be honest, the midfield has been in decline since we sold Wijnaldum and didn't replace him. To be quite honest, when Wijnaldum did so much donkey work that didn't... Basically, if Wijnaldum was doing his job, you barely noticed him. And he went so underappreciated for that by a lot of Liverpool fans.
Well, when we did a watch along of the last game of the season when he left and headed off to PSG, I said you leave the club legend, because he will be, as far as I'm concerned.
Absolutely.
Connor Chat is asking if Sanchez is starting in goal for Chelsea since Kepa got loaned to Real Madrid. I believe that deal is not... Is that over the line yet? The deal
pretty much. But Sanchez is in goal and Kepa's not even on the bench. That is it's virtually done and dusted. Just as the teams come out here, I want to say as well, Reece James has had a particularly good game. The gaps on the right side of Liverpool's defence, as I said before, where Trent's tucking into the midfield, really do concern me. So, there's more goals in this game.
There is also more transfers heading Madrid's way, apart from the one regarding the goalkeeping area, because Eder Militao, or Militao, sorry, I should say, did his ACL in over against Bilbao as well. So there is now 2 ACL injuries at Real Madrid right now.
Nasty. And just on a lighter note, Bellingham obviously scored on his debut.
Yes.
Or competitive debut, I should say.
Yes.
Even though he should be at Liverpool.
We can argue that one until the cows come home. We are approaching the second half here, which means the half-time Pirate Club is now closed. We are now about to kick off underway. If you're watching us on Peacock in America, or you're watching us on Sky in the UK, welcome, and we are kicking off from right to left if you are a Liverpool fan. And Chelsea starting quickly here.
Yeah, got the better of the sort of the tennis that was going on over the halfway line there. Chelsea the first team to bring it down. I feel like Chelsea kind of grew into the game. Really, I don't know if it was a ploy, like we said. Where they were starting off very slow and then hitting the gas later on. They're a lot more cohesive than I was expecting later in the half as well. And then he plays a pass like that. I must say as well, it's nice to see Carney Chukwuemeka getting a start today. Felt like he was often overlooked last season after his transfer from Villa.
Yeah.
Just hope he doesn't repay his manager's faith against Liverpool.
Connor in the chat is saying Reece James is already filling the captain role nicely, coaching up the young players. To be fair, I said it before the game, but I'm really pleased to see Reece James get the armband.
Well in from Szoboszlai there.
And Szoboszlai, yeah, dispensing quite nicely here. And it's 5-on-4
Lovely ball
here. Diaz.
Oh, Diaz. What was that?
Took the cross, and it defended behind for a corner. I think they could have let that go, I thought. Can Sai switch budget to get Sutton United goalkeeper as a guest for the halftime pie club? I would love to have him on. I would have to have him on. I'd love it.
Just to clarify as well, the halftime pie club won't happen every game. I do need to get back on the weight loss train, so it'll be maybe once a month.
Van Dijk did catch Jackson's knee as he was sending it forward. One more goal will decide this, said Big Bladders. And Graham asking for a time check. 47, 09, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So now Jackson is back on. And we're ready to get back underway again. They want Jackson to get all the way back to the penalty area because he got injured at the other end of the pitch. And to no credit,
there's that strong shirt again, Matt, top right. Oh yes.
Wow. That is bang tidy.
Keith Lemon, love it. You say Reece James as captain. I think a lot of the success will depend on if he can stay fit for the full season. He's had his trouble with injuries and whatnot, but I can't fault the choice. See how we do here. Come on, Virgil Canate, just get your bonds on this.
Trent will put his corner in.
Not a great corner.
Jackson, who just come back on, was when he heads it away. Left for the cross from Trent, deep for Van Dijk. Back into the mix-up. The overhead from Salah. Jota keeps it alive.
Up at the back post.
Van Dijk.
Go on, Virg.
Go for goal!
That was close from Virgil.
Indeed, Graham in the chat is saying a veggie pie, Dan. What about a veggie pie?
No.
What about a meat and vegetable pie, Dan? Meat and vegetable pie.
That's fine. Mince and onion.
Yeah. To be fair, Dan, I was in the recipe for the pie I'm gonna make. I'm gonna make it in the dish, sort of thing, and then put like a little pastry top on top, so it's still a pie. And now you haven't got as much pastry, so it'll be healthier.
Yeah, you'll be alright.
That was the most pointless stat I've ever seen in my life by on the screen.
I missed it.
Van Dijk, Liverpool captain since July 31st, replacing Henderson. That is the most pointless stat I've ever seen on Sky Sports.
And today's no shit Sherlock award.
Sterling.
Whipped in by Sterling. Ushered out.
Canate actually pushed aside, but it is still cleared.
Oh, that was... Jota just had his pocket picked by Gallagher, who's actually had a pretty solid game today.
Chukwuemeka, but he's closed out there by Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Yeah, he's Chukwuemeka things happen.
Defending's getting better. He's been taking his duties very, very seriously this season already. I'm saying it, the season's like 50 minutes old for Liverpool. Connor in the chat is saying, I've grown to really like Reece James both as a player and a person. Definitely one of the best outside backs in the world. Well, when you've got a choice for England between Trent Alexander-Arnold, Reece James and Kyle Walker and Kieran Trippier,
I was just about to say, yeah.
We are, as a national team, England are extremely blessed. But especially now
Also-
Trent's got this new role, you can play him at other places, not just a right back.
Well, that's what Southgate did in the last internationals, of course. The change in numbers does keep confusing me slightly because I keep seeing Luis Diaz wearing number 7 there and thinking, what's Milner doing on the wing?
Indeed. Oh, Trent there with a great hook out of the air. Here comes Gakpo, sorry. Jota
doing well to keep his feet.
Robertson.
Oh,
God, just an inch or so away from the head of Luis Diaz.
if only Diaz was 6 foot.
Was it Diaz or was it Gakpo? Actually, no, I thought it was Gakpo.
Yeah, it was.
But that's looking better. That's looking better. If you're just joining us here, this is the Volley on SJP World Media and Attack Production. We are bringing you a live alternative commentary of Liverpool versus Chelsea from Stamford Bridge. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to us at SJP World Media on X and of course at the Volley Show on X as well. As here comes
Well done,
Liverpool,
Robert.
Diaz to Robertson, and it's had to be put behind in a hurry there by Thiago Silva.
Thiago Silva, of course, started his career playing centre-back with Methuselah.
Where was Milner went? Brighton? Yes, he did go to Brighton. Yes,
Started yesterday.
In their massive victory, which put them top of the league for a few hours. Liverpool.
Ooh, how's that stayed out?
Diaz a great header at near post.
Did that take a deflection?
I think referee is saying yes, it did.
He's
They're looking for a handball
pausing the
here.
game for something here. Yeah. Ooh, that could be handball.
I've seen them given.
Yeah,
his hand in front of his chest. So yes, that's a penalty.
Yeah, it's not a natural position.
That's a penalty.
See what view
the referee, wait for the referee's decision here.
I can't hear the commentary my end, Matt. What are they saying on Sky
They're looking
Sports?
at the moment. No, not given. Corner.
Contentious.
It wasn't a clear and obvious error. But the referee couldn't see it.
That's the other thing. Yeah.
But there has to be some human error here.
Yeah, there does. I mean, I'm a big cricket fan, and then they always, they build into Shabosh.
They was like, oh, he's taken out, but did get his shot away.
Yeah, it was Conor Gallagher flying in, I think. I think Pig's Bladders might be on a little bit of a delay. Yeah, lucky boy, Nico Jackson.
Penalty all day. Yes, it wasn't. King Bad saying potentially handball. Unfortunately,
we're giving him so much room.
For Chilwell. Good save by Alisson and put behind by Trent Alexander-Arnold. And Trent is screaming at his own back line here.
And so he should be. The thing is, they've been dragged so far across. Where was Van Dijk?
That's a very, very good question.
Oh, well taken down. Was that McAllister or Shabosh?
And Salah, he's taken down.
No foul.
Foul. It wasn't. He was taken down, but he got the ball first. Reece James trying to find Nico Jackson.
Jackson done Gakpo for pace there.
A great bit of defending there by Virgil van Dijk. And Robertson looking for Salah.
Well done by Colwell. He's had his problems, but that was very good.
This is more like it. End-to-end football. End-to-end football. KPB, we think you're quite a way behind us, sir. That was getting on for 5 minutes ago now, young man. Disarcy?
Yeah, I think they're just taking a minute to breathe now, both teams.
Yes. As are we right now. Yes.
Yeah. A moment of dead air there.
I'm gonna point out. I've just seen Ben Doak on the sideline warming up, so drink for Doak. KPB might be catching up now as well. He's saying it's opening up. It is opening up. The game is very much end to end, which, as for neutral, is great. As here comes Jackson.
KPB on our echo commentary.
Yeah. James is saying his hands were raised and to the ball, not in that position. I know it's gone, but I dwell on things. Definitely penalty for me. Personally,
well defended by McAllister.
We made the same decision, but VAR can only give if can only. To be fair, we didn't even ask him to go and look at it again.
That's asking a lot of Salah. That ball.
But Salah was up against Thiago Silva, so that may be why he was looking quite that far ahead.
Potentially, but
there is more goals in this game. I can feel it, Dan. Which also
it amazes me that it's only been 10 minutes of this half. Nearly 12 minutes of this half because so much has happened.
Indeed.
Like KPB said before the game, it's a great one for a neutral. Oh, Verge.
Well, Virgil van Dijk.
What was that from McAllister?
And Robertson. I'm hearing background noise. They're not happy with it.
That was...
Alisson started to come, but Canate dealt with it.
Yeah, that was just
Gallagher.
Get your foot through it.
Referee's got to blow up here.
How was he not blown up for that?
It didn't hit him, is why. If it hits him, it's fine, but it didn't hit him.
Oh, Szoboszlai should have jawed him.
KDB, they made it down, came on well behind. If you want to refresh, Kate, Big Bad, you want to refresh, so it's 57, 54, 55, 56, 57.
I think it might be time for Nunes, Fresh legs.
Well, if we ever need some evolution, it's time to bring on Darwin. That joke is going to get old very, very quickly, isn't it?
I enjoyed it.
I'm glad you did.
We didn't get tired of Cousin Lewis on Friday, so... Yeah,
but that only made a little bit of sense, whereas the Darwin joke was extremely, extremely hard. KPB is saying about 30 seconds behind. Well, hopefully you can refresh the stream that we catch up with you, so hopefully we can't really do that on our end, because we are live!
Chelsea are playing much better football now. They're keeping it well at the back.
Yeah,
very incisive passing as well going forward. Nico Jackson's making some very good runs.
They are indeed.
Like I say, Chukwuemeka all energy. I don't want to be the curse of the commentator and have it backfire him, but Raheem Sterling not really done much thus far, which is quite standard for him against Liverpool.
He's being kept quiet, but I will remind you, he did score in the League Cup final against us.
That was 0-0.
Which year?
2022, the last one, the one we won, the one that matters.
No, I'm talking I'm talking years ago.
Yeah.
For City. And we've got Chilwell versus Trent. And Trent seems to have the measure of him for now. And puts it into the crowd. A quite mature bit of defending there from Trent, actually. Didn't rush it, took his time.
Kept his head, just a bit of calm, bit of cool.
Can I just say, it's suit watch time. What the hell is he wearing?
I'd need to see Poch again, just to have a look at that.
Yeah. And also, to the man in the crowd standing behind Ben Chilwell, who came right to the front, put his hands to his mouth and yelled, he knows how to play the fucking game, you idiot.
Is that the fellow with the beard in the Chelsea shirt and jacket?
Yes, that was indeed. Yes.
Yeah.
And on that note, to the specimen who messaged to Neil Mopay after the Everton game yesterday. Now, regardless of how you feel about Everton, they will never be my or Dan's favourite club. You don't send a message to a footballer of your club, of your own club, saying, "I wish your mum was in a grave."
Oh, what is wrong with people?
Exactly, and Everton rightly are looking into it, but the amount of people on aforementioned Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, amount of people who were responding to that, quoting the message and saying like, uh, snowflake footballers getting wound up about simple sort of things, grow a
Oh, for
pair,
God's
and feel that.
sake.
I'm thinking like, my dude, abuse is abuse, okay, and that is wrong. Okay, we have seen, unfortunately, firsthand what it can do to people like that, and I'm not having this. I'm not having it anymore. Chelsea with the ball
Ooh,
in, over the bar.
that was audacious from me. So,
Um,
but yeah, I never understand these thick-headed fucks who think it's okay to make death threats or wish death on people's parents or just general abuse over football. As much as I love
I,
it and as much as I get into it, it's for fuck's sake, have half a brain.
it is a game at the end of the day. It's a game of
That was
football.
poor from Gakpo.
It was indeed, and he seems to be redeeming himself there almost, though, but to give away a free kick. Total Steve says it's ironic a left wing back being the most attacking threat for Chelsea, as we see Curtis Jones and Darwin Núñez being prepared.
I think it's got to
Connor,
be. Sorry, it's got to be Jota and Gakpo coming off.
Connor saying just something we hope we can get the wrap out on Tuesday when there's a match tomorrow. Simple, sir. The match finishes, we record the show, and then we release it on Tuesday.
Just another twist in the Jack Harrison saga. He's had the medical at Everton and he's injured. He could be out for 5 to 6 weeks.
I don't wish misfortune on anybody, but that is terrible. That's terrible news for Jack Harrison, obviously, but it does kind of sum up Everton's transfer dealings, unfortunately. Ball to Sterling.
It does.
Defended there by Robertson.
Now Diaz coming in as well.
Hooked back and
hoofed.
And the crowd even said hoof, which is brilliant.
Well, Chelsea fans of a certain age will remember when they had Robert Hoof at centre back.
Or Chopper Harris putting his foot through the ball and the player.
Yeah. And everything else.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Darwin Jones, they're ready.
Darwin Jones sounds like a TV special.
What can't be true, Steve-O? So I've just seen his comment there in the chat.
Yeah, you get to clarify that for us, Steve-O.
Ball out for a corner there for Chelsea. Time for my backside to nip shut as Liverpool struggle to defend a corner.
Is it going to be, as you said, sir? Is it? You'd think it would be Jota, but obviously Liverpool don't make changes when defending corners.
Very true. Ooh, that's a poor corner.
Defended by Liverpool, back out now with the Chelsea man. Sterling back in.
Jota with the header.
Van Dijk heads it away. Konate tried to foul. Thiago Silva tried to smash it.
Somebody just get rid of the fucker.
So,
that's got to be a foul.
Not given.
That's mad.
Diaz wins the throw. Concede the throw on the far side.
It was an industrial challenge from Nico Jackson.
There was plenty of blood and thunder in that tackle.
He's a feisty young buck, isn't he? Nick Jackson, young buck. I'm ashamed of myself. I don't even like the Young Bucks. Yeah, there we go. Jota off. Darwin on. Jones off. Yeah, Gakpo. That makes sense. Hopefully Jones can come on and recreate his late season form. Yeah, again, Chelsea was very happy to play back to the keeper. Chelsea actually playing in quite a Liverpool-esque way. Darwin straight on the hunt up front, going after Sanchez.
KGB Chelsea more control right now. We are
our back line's gone to shite again.
Goal kick given.
Konate.
Yeah, Trent there giving him the praise he deserves for that one. And sometimes you just need that little bit of reassurance from your leadership group. You need someone to lift yourself a little bit. As it reaches the top of the hour across the globe, you are watching the Volley on SJP World Media, a Matt production bringing you live alternative commentary of Chelsea vs Liverpool from the English Premier League with Matt Lewis and with Dan Griffin and Konor McCabe in the chat. We are providing alternative commentary because there is so much crap out there on the actual channels. We're giving you the news that really does matter. For example, what the hell is Pochettino wearing? That suit, the same one he wore at Tottenham. He hasn't changed his clothes. My God.
I don't really blame him. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
And the man who's behind Trent Alexander-Arnold right now, yeah, that's a specimen as well. The way I read what he said there. That was not a polite. It wasn't. How are you doing, sir?
Trent booked for time wasting. They're cracking down on that.
To be fair, I can't argue that.
No, it's the new rules, and I've just seen Steve-O's message about he was saying about the Harrison news. That is true. Yeah, Harrison's had the medical. He's injured. He's out for 5 to 6 weeks, so it's up to the clubs now if they want to proceed.
To be fair, once he's back from injury, he'll still be a good signing.
Yeah,
and they need an injection of energy in some form. 5 to 6 weeks. 5 to 6 weeks. That is post honeymoon for me. So that'll be after we're back from the honeymoon.
Oh, you hadn't mentioned. Where are you going? Anywhere nice?
Did we not tell you where we're going? We're going Florida.
Florida? Oh, you've been there for probably once or twice before, haven't you?
This will be my hat trick. This will be my hat trick.
I'm very
hat trick. Yeah, because it's 10th, 11th time, something like that. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, we're going to the good
take there for Becca. Allison there proving me wrong when I was saying about my issues with him commanding his box. He did that very well.
Robertson, Diaz.
We're looking slow in the build-up. Maybe gone into our shells just a little bit. That was wasn't quite a sloppy pass, but it wasn't a pinpoint accurate one. We've just let Chelsea get everybody behind the ball pretty much.
Steve-O saying extraordinary. Dyche will ruin him anyway. I don't think Dyche is that bad a manager, mate. I'll be honest.
No, Salah trying the unusual method of trying to play the ball through the man.
Konate to Trent Alexander-Arnold to most.
Well cut out by Gallagher.
Very well cut out by Conor Gallagher there.
I tell you, Gallagher's had a good game.
He's had a quiet game at times, but he's getting the job done.
He's there when you need him. That's the thing.
He's his yearly trip down about 45 seconds behind. Right, I need to dispel this rumor. Okay, we don't go every year. Okay, 2019 I went because I was invited by the mother-in-law. Chris didn't even invite me. Mother-in-law invited me. 2022 we went because we had points to use and dealing with desperately how people go back after the pandemic. We're going this year because wedding present from people. Okay, normally we wouldn't be going normally until 2025. We are going in 2025. So because it does cost a lot of money to go, obviously. So we're not after this year. We won't be going back until 2025.
Oh no, Sanchez very well covered. That was looking like a hell of a ball from Trent there momentarily. Nice little dink from Szoboszlai to Jones.
I need to get my headphones off for 1 second. I need to check something quickly.
No, that's fine. I'll hold down the fort here. Szoboszlai in the middle of the park, playing it out to Trent, stepping up in midfield. Nearly caught out by Chukwuemeka there.
A lot of whistles going. I wasn't sure if it was in here or outside. It's outside in the street. Someone is blowing a whistle. Like, is there a referee that's blowing up? What's wrong?
Oh. Liverpool getting caught on the break here,
Sterling's
potentially.
away. Konate against Sterling.
Oh, well
Great
saved.
save by Alisson. Konate forced him to take the shot at Alisson, though. Oh, it's Jackson.
That was Nico Jackson.
I do apologise for Raheem Sterling.
No, you should apologise to Jackson for comparing him to Sterling.
To be fair, I don't really hate Sterling. Going next year, the 40th veterans. I'm not, Graham. I'm not going at all next year. Okay, do you know how much it costs to go to Disney World? Okay.
Diaz cutting inside here. He's gotten very little support as Diaz.
Here is the support with Robertson. Back to Diaz.
Again,
Puts it inside.
Quite slow. Big Darwin. Very static. Not many people actually moving for the teammates. Like
Alexander-Arnold trying to find Salah, but closed out there.
Good clearance by Colwill. Colwill's grown into the second half.
He really has. He really has.
Can see why we
first
were.
Half, he was. He just calmed himself down at half time. To be fair, he could be one of the signs of the season. He really could be. I don't know how much he's signed for.
He's not. I believe he's a product of Chelsea's youth team.
Well, he's been signed to the first team contract then, that's true. Get away with that somehow.
You styled it out. Oh, you tried to. Well dealt with by Robertson. I believe that came off Sterling.
And it did. He's not happy. What do you think?
He's having a little strop.
What do you think of the pearlescent badge for Chelsea?
I quite like it. Actually, yeah. Something a bit different. To be honest, this whole Chelsea...
He's absolutely right with upset there. That came off Robertson last.
No, I didn't. I didn't see that. My monitor went out. I'm Bobby Heenan in that.
This is the point where Matt says that Matt's the one had to be professional and well to quote the fact of play devil's advocate a little bit. Oh god, here we go. Here we go from Chat Gummy Pops Darwin. Over under 15 goals.
15 league goals
for the season. Over. By season's end, over.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, I'm just checking up on Levi Colwill to make sure I was right. Yeah, he's come through he's been at Chelsea for 12 years now, and he had his loan spell at Huddersfield Town in 21-22 season and was loaned to Brighton last season.
Aha.
Still only 20 years old.
He's got a big future. English, I'm guessing. Well, Sterling must be offside.
He is. That was Nico Jackson again, I believe.
Like I said, Sterling offside, not Sterling in the middle, not Jackson.
Oh, right, I thought it was the offside was given against Jackson. So I'm trying to live Google on my phone, pay attention to the TV and
I do believe that there's going to be some gusto about their play here.
Reece James. See, what was I saying before about Reece James and injuries?
This is not good for the new club captain.
Not good for Chelsea either. James has been fantastic today.
He's led by example, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's had a really good amount of energy, but quality as well. You know, he's basically shown his sort of level above defending, because everybody likes to compare Reece James and Trent Alexander-Arnold. Reece James has really put in a shift in all aspects of the game. taking my Liverpool hat off, it is a shame to see him go off injured.
I like the
hopefully
vice
it's nothing too
captain.
serious.
I like the vice captain as well.
Yeah, again, Chilwell's had a fantastic game. Liverpool now need to see this as an opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope he won't be too upset. And hopefully it's not a long term. Oh, drink for Doke. He's coming on.
Yes, little Ben, 17-year-old Ben Doak.
For Salah.
That is massive.
That's a big. That is a big move.
Yeah, Doak and Elliott.
He's not. Salah's not happy.
Salah's never happy when he gets substituted. But the papers will probably pick up on this and say, "Oh, he's unhappy. He's going to Saudi Arabia or some bullshit." I think he's just frustrated. He's at the level of performance because Salah's not really been in this half. Luis Diaz off as well for Harvey Elliott. It's going to be interesting then, Elliott playing on the wing. But I'm really happy to see them putting the trust in Ben Doak. This is our next generation
coming here. Yeah. To be fair, most of himself because
straight in there.
Straight in there, Ben Doak. Years. If you go to Elliott now,
combining. Oh, go on, Darwin. Oh, not a great touch from Harvey.
Imagine Elliott, Doak, and Nunez being a new front three for Liverpool. Imagine that.
I'll take it.
Graham saying, where's YouTube? What we need for expert Huddersfield analysis? Give him a shout. On that note, we're going to have a moment. As Liverpool continue breaking here, genuinely hope Maddison comes on. So it's Total Stevo. Conor saying, getting conflicting housing reports. Apparently here, Faz is reporting that he'll be a loan deal with Aston Villa, while online he's reporting he's completely to move to Everton. So you were saying, wow, the man that plays every second subbed.
Yeah, like I said, it's an amazing amount of trust.
He's been subbed many times. Robertson closed down there, does get it in and wins the corner.
Throwing?
Graham is saying, yes, bring on Doak. Perfect time to run like a mad fool for 50 minutes. He looks about 12.
Hey, he's nearly 18. If you're good enough in football, you're old enough.
Both teams resigned to a draw, so not on your Nelly, sir. Chat couple of cheap pops saying, can Mudryk turn it around, or is he Chelsea's Nicolas Pepe?
Well, remains to be seen, but what's been given
offside
there?
Given there. Offside was given, I believe.
All right.
Nick Jackson going to super kick Allison, leaving Sterling to score. It could happen.
Oh, there you go, Steve. Matson getting ready to come on with Mudryk. Make sure he's going to bring off. I think Sterling's going to come off for Mudryk. For Matson, they're not going to take Chilwell off, so it might, unless they're playing Matson up top, and they're going to maybe take off Chukwuemeka as well.
That Ben Doak would tackle there. Oh, we've got a player down for Chelsea here. You see what I mean? He's wearing the same suit he wore at Tottenham.
Chilwell taking a bit of a knock there.
He was down there. I've got someone playing James downstairs, I think.
Yeah, I can hear that. It's quite nice, actually. James saying, James questioning taking the best, our best player off. He may be our best player, but he hasn't got into the game at all this half. So
nobody's
immune, and it's definitely a left field choice. Bring on a 17-year-old, see if he can, wonderkid this.
We're a bit of blood and thunder about him.
Yeah. It's mad. Chelsea seems to have been dominating possession. Our forward line just are chasing ghosts at the minute.
Total Steve is very happy.
Well, he will be with Ian Matson warming up. That's a lovely ball for Darwin. Good tackle.
Right tackle. Thiago rolling back the years of that tackle.
He's timeless as Silva. I made a joke about his age earlier, but likewise, when I said you're old enough, you're good enough. If you've never lost it like Silva, then
And
you
he
got to
wins,
keep going.
and he won the throw there as well because the Chelsea throw.
He's ridiculously good.
That is number 17 going off, so that is
Chukwuemeka. And I couldn't see who else was coming off. Sterling. Move. Sterling off. Interesting.
Yes, I mean, big moves being made by both managers here. Who last faced in the Champions League final, and that have it.
Yes. Yeah, both managers not sitting back there. They want, they're bringing on pacey, quality players, skillful players as well, just trying to unlock something. I can't shake the feeling that it just feels like Chelsea's dominated. Just going to check the stats.
They've had the majority of possession.
65% possession.
We bet that
Liverpool have only, but that much. Liverpool have only had one shot on target all game. Might change now though. Darwin and Harvey combining nicely. Don't know what Darwin was trying there. And that's not a foul apparently. Looking to unleash
tracking.
Chilwell. Van Dijk deals with Nico Jackson.
And then Trent again clearing. Trent is taking his new responsibility extremely
I like that though. Oh, he's never blown up for that.
That was given.
For everything the referees let go, that's a strange one. Yeah, I'll give you that, Steve. They've dominated but not created too much. They've still had 4 times as many shots on target as Liverpool of Chelsea, even though we've had the same amount of shots on goal with 8 each.
Just noticed, by the way, my phone has just dropped out of Wi-Fi, so I hope my actual signal doesn't drop out of Wi-Fi because that would be really.
No, you're still with us. You're still with us, just with Mudryk on the right wing here, pumping one right at Robertson, out for a throw-in.
Do you know what?
I'm getting a bit nervous.
I do mean this quite seriously about Mudryk. I hope that his career does turn around for the better because he promised so much. And bear in mind where he's from, originally for Ukraine. Got a lot of time for, and of course we obviously stand.
Oh, Jones, why just put your fucking foot through it? Sorry to cut you off, Matt.
It's okay.
But that was just ridiculous from Curtis Jones.
We obviously stand with the Ukraine, and we hope that the war ends as soon as possible, and we can get some peace in this world. That's all we want. Total Stevo is saying. Yes, but non-threatening, defended, keep it on well.
It's fair. That is fair.
Yes.
And with Mudryk, sort of going back to Mudryk, it's quite. Mudryk's sort of the epitome of players can't help what the clubs pay for them. He's come from the Ukrainian league. He's shone for Shakhtar. Big fee, and everybody, so many people expected him to hit the ground running and instantly tear up the Premier League. But you name me one other player who's come from the Ukrainian league and done that.
Andre Shevchenko.
Well, he didn't though, did he? He went to Italy first.
He did. I mean, Sergei Rebrov also went. He went to Dynamo Kiev, of course. But yeah, there's not a great amount of people who have. I remember when Hulk used to play out there. For Zenit St. Petersburg.
He was in well, that's the Russian league, not the Ukrainian league.
Yeah, no, but in that part.
Why didn't he pull the trigger?
What's his name from that part of the world?
Oh, Konate. Silly.
He gives away a foul, and I think we see the yellow card for it as well. Graham is saying a little bit behind, but that was definitely a handball. Oh well, the referee is clearly wearing blue of some description today, it would seem.
I'm just wondering what was given there because I don't know if the referees
5 to play.
Jackson for diving. He's booked Jackson for the simulation, but or maybe it was Descent.
He booked him either way. And that was, well...
That was that.
Has someone forgotten to tell Jackson that he's in red, he's in blue, not red?
Aston Villa have pulled out of the deal for Jack Harrison by the looks of things.
Klopp actually hit the ground there. We have Klopp cam in the UK here. Fantastic. We need more of that. I'd put a camera on Jurgen Klopp, and to be fair, Mauricio Pochettino.
That was a poor pass from McAllister. He gave. Sorry.
Speaking of Hulk, apparently it was his 70th birthday on Friday. To continue that thought momentarily, Dan, you go ahead.
Poor pass from McAllister there, and then another one. McAllister's been very quiet this second half, and I was really expecting that to be given a foul.
That's not a foul.
Okay.
Is he watched the same fucking game as us? Seriously.
I have no idea. I don't understand football anymore.
It goes Ben.
This is Elliot.
Oh, it's Elliot. Come on, Doki, get in the box.
That's little Harvey. I mean, fair enough, it's a cross into a dangerous area, but it means nothing if it's
Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Okie dokie, here we go.
Well, he's had some touches now as well.
Oh, that's just doing him no favours.
If he scores, drink for Doke. We've got KPB in the chat saying managers should be mic'd up. I remember during the pandemic period, obviously we could hear the Klopp Lampard argument. Lampard saying like going on about the one league title, get over yourself, sort of thing. Like they were the raiding. They had just won the league title at that point. Fantastic.
Silly from Curtis Jones there, pulling the shirt. Chilwell going down. It's always going to be given a foul.
Indeed, 3 to play plus stoppage time. To complete the thought I was thinking about Hulk momentarily, it just amazed me that Hulk was being booed when he was out playing for St. Petersburg in the Russian League.
Hulk actually still playing.
By his own fans. His own fans were booing him and doing monkey chants at him, and that was obviously disgraceful. And he goes and puts one in the back of the net from 45 yards out.
Oh, go on! Oh, Darwin, what an awful touch!
It was too heavy for him.
It was. McAllister got a bit excited. It still feels like goal in this game. My 3-2 prediction doesn't look brilliant. Unless we're in for a last couple of minutes like that in this game.
Bad, but...
Yeah.
Van Dijk cleared well there. And here comes Ben Doak.
Here's okie dokie.
Good, finds Elliot. Szoboszlai's out on the left wing now.
Yeah. Looks like Elliot dropping into midfield.
90 seconds. Oh, that's absolute Enzo taking one from the team there.
Yeah. He's booked McAllister for diving. He's booked McAllister for diving.
Connor has just said if managers were mic'd up, there would be lots and lots of bleeps. Was he right there?
No, it was definitely a foul, but it was by Gallagher. It was thigh on thigh. Or was it because McAllister was calling for the yellow?
Yeah, you can't do that. You can't do that.
He made that gesture, didn't he, for the card?
Yeah, you're not allowed to do that anymore. If you do that, you will be booked.
As we've just seen.
And Chilwell hands the arm on. But to be fair, there's Thiago Silva, so that's within the same within the leisure group. Chilwell coming off for. Oh, this is gonna be a mouthful of trying to spell, Matt.
Leslie Ugachukwu. Never heard of this guy.
Nope, he's Frenchman apparently.
Come on, Trent, just absolutely rifle one in from here. That'd be a laugh.
To be fair, I'm not against the whole
that was
simulation. It wasn't good from Trent's point of view. I'm all for the booking for that sort of sense.
Well in, that was very well in from Harvey Elliott.
That was brilliant from Harvey Elliott.
Szoboszlai out wide.
Szoboszlai. Elliott.
Oh,
Oh!
is it a penalty?
Oh, no. He blown for offside.
Offside.
That's
Got my hopes up there.
yeah, because that was handball.
James, you're absolutely right. Great game. Chilwell's had a great game. Connor, I have to disagree with.
That's
Oh no, sorry, I just read his.
that's a getting that I've got to cut it in. I'm so sorry.
No, go for it.
That is bollocks. That is bollocks about being offside. You cannot be offside if you are off the pitch. That is in the regulations. He was off the pitch when the ball was played.
5 minutes extra time.
5 minutes? Well, that's okay. We'll be out here plenty of time for CW 100 at the top of the hour with Mags and Si, bringing you the 100th live edition of Chain Wrestling here on SJP World Media. In the chat, we've got Connor saying, if being booked for the card is the dumbest thing ever, it's dissent. You cannot influence referee's decision. That is fair. Chat Cheap Pops is saying, if getting booked for waving the magic card becomes mandatory, even the whole European football will be quaking in their boots. Well, absolutely.
Yeah, quite right.
Guardiola was booked for it on Friday night. Connor saying, I played a few years and I wasn't very nice to referees. They always threatened to give me a red that never did go a few years in my playing days. So right, you're going to prove your point, young man. And what the Liverpool player off pitch when the ball came back, no penalty should have been there. But he did touch the ball.
Big Darwin.
Here comes Darwin Nunes. Darwin goes for goal. Deflected corner.
Deflected. We'll have that. Come on. What little pretense I had at being impartial is out the window. That was a lovely flowing ponytail on Darwin, by the way.
I mean, the keeper was beaten there completely.
Who got the foot
what
in
a
there?
great block that was by no, it was a goalkeeper. It was a goal scorer. Disarcy got the block.
I thought he was too far behind him for that, from that camera angle. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It was a good block.
Watch Nunes get the winner here.
Ben Doak's going to get the rebound and score his first competitive senior goal. Well claimed by Sanchez.
Can't argue that. Rolls it out quickly.
Oh, don't give away the foul. Oh, Trent. Oh, forced wide.
Great work by Becca.
Wide. What a
great challenge.
I was worried that was a foul then. And that's Santos coming in.
I wasn't sure who got the tackle, and we'll have to see that later. Ball is still active.
It may have been Harvey Elliott. Andy Robertson putting his ass to good use.
Robertson hoofs it downfield. Nunes.
90
1.5 to play. It's added on time at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 1, Liverpool 1. Some last minute defending there from Liverpool point of view, but the job got done.
I'm amazed we've not seen more goals in this game.
And the man has been given player of the match on British TV.
Well covered by Trent there to clear.
Trent Alexander-Arnold puts it out of play for a throw, not even a corner. At this point, I need to ask Dan Griffin, your man of match, sir.
Oh, that's difficult. I don't have one in mind at the minute. It's very hard to pick. I'm going to go with Alisson.
I was going to say Alisson as well, and for that reason, as far as we are concerned here, the volley decision here is man of the match is Alisson Becker for keeping it.
I would have, if he hadn't have gone off injured, it was on course to be Reece James and a shout for Ben Chilwell as well.
Indeed, so I'm sure the man of the match is Alisson from Liverpool. That because he's kept it at 1-1. Twice now he's made big saves.
Yeah, he hasn't put a foot wrong all game. To be fair, we could have picked either keeper. But my bias is showing.
And that's
there
it.
We go, 1-1. James there saying, wasn't the Liverpool player off the pitch when the ball came back? Another penalty should have been given. Yeah, there's an argument to say we were done out of 2 penalties, but on reflection, I think 1-1's a fair scoreline. Given how precarious some of our situations were, I think Pig's Bladders hit the nail on the head. Liverpool probably have to be happy with the draw.
Oh, very happy with the draw, especially given how things were going towards the end there. Nice to see youngster Ben Doak. My God, he's tiny compared to some of them Chelsea players. Absolute dwarf. Which, by the way, is my best joke of the week. By the way, Matt's poor joke of the week is 6 out of 7 dwarfs aren't happy. And Conor McCabe in the chat is saying, I ran a lot of laps.
It's made me grumpy.
Don't know how I kept the armband my senior year. Oh well, those they're behind me. Well, you are very welcome here, of course, on the Volley Corner. So yeah, that was interesting. Great. In the chat, like, goalkeeper gets man of the match. Roy Keane Raiders, that's his job, man. Doesn't mean he's not the best player on the pitch for us. On the day, he was the best player on the pitch for us, without a question or shadow of a doubt. As far as Liverpool concerned, from a Chelsea point of view, Chilwell for me just over Reece James slightly because of everything he did. Chilwell was working hard all game long. Wow, that was intense for sure.
Yeah. It's got a bit warm in here.
A bit warm in here indeed. Me and Dan are going to go put our feet up in a minute, guys, because it's time for us to head off and get ourselves ready for about half an hour's time here on SJP World Media, Chain Wrestling Live with Mags inside. 1 point against team, bottom half of Premier League. Not a great start.
Well, Liverpool started in the bottom. Liverpool did start in the bottom half, so Chelsea should be upset.
Indeed, Connor saying, love watching goalkeepers, one of my favourite positions to watch. We're not going to go about other positions on this show. If you want that, tune in to Chain Wrestling Live in about half an hour's time. Steve-O saying, nice one, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you so much again for being my co-host on this show today. Where can people find you, sir?
You can find me, I'm doing a mags here, just down there at Dan Griffin 21, usually tweeting about wrestling that's minimum 6 weeks out of date or movies that are 25 years out of date and whatever sport I happen to be watching. You can also listen to more of me on the Doctor Who pod on this very network, SJP World Media, and over on Unbooking the Territory at UTT Podcast and the various side projects that you can link to from there.
Yes, you can find me at Matt Attack UK, where you can find me usually talking about something regarding either gaming, D&D, wrestling, football like we do here on the Volley, or wrestling like over on the Good Cop Wrestling Podcast, which is out now on Video Global Media. Go listen to that. Listen at times too, like Graham would do, and that way you can listen to it before Chain Wrestling starts in about half an hour's time. Me and Dan can put our feet up. We'll be back next weekend on Saturday for another live watch along. Stay safe, guys. Listen out for us on SJP's World Media for our roundup show. We are out of here.